G'day, g'day, I'm Steamin STIX, your favourite mediocre musician, and it's time for another My Thoughts video. We will be checking out the song Moderation by my favouriteest artist, Florence the Machine. Now, when I went to her concert in 2019, where I got this fantastic shirt from, Moderation was the one song that I did not know. Hello, it's Steamin STIX here. The reason I was unaware of this song is because it only debuted when she was doing her concerts. I'm much more happier to have learnt that than if it were a bonus track on a deluxe album that I did not have a copy of because I bought her High as Hope album the day it became available, and I made sure to choose and look for a deluxe album if there was one, because some of her best songs are the bonus tracks on the deluxe albums. That's all I have to say, carry on. So, you know, I'm that hardcore a fan. I mean, I have lyrics to her song Howl tattooed on my arm. So I looked up this song after the concert, and because I had initially wanted to do a My Thoughts series last year, I thought, oh, I'm gonna save this and do a talk on it. So I kind of haven't listened to it since, so now it's the perfect time to listen to it again. Only took me a year. So just like last time, I will be ranking the song out of 5 for 3 categories: lyrics, music, and video. 1 is hate it, 3 is meh, and 5 is love it. I will do this twice to see what I first think of it, and then I'll study it to see what else could be there. Feel free to leave your thoughts on the song or this video in the comment section, and maybe leave a suggestion for a song for me to do in the future. Now let's have a quick watch and see what song we're up against. Ding! I would also like to make mention, yes, I have listened to this song before, but that was about a year ago. So the only thing that I can actually remember of this song is it goes da 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 moderation. And I could be very wrong about that, so let's have a look-see at what we got.
Want me to love you in moderation? Do I look moderate to you? You got me looking for validation. Want me to love you in moderation? Well, who do you think you're talking to? All the feeling was all or nothing, and I took everything I could. And I know who you feel for. You think you need anything you want love. You wouldn't want it, you want it more. I don't see words. There's something wrong with it. Always has to.
Alright, so what do I think of it? Oh gosh, now I can't even remember what I just watched. Well, the only thing I could remember last time I heard it was actually correct, at least. I remembered the da-da-da-da-da moderation, and so then that part was, you want me to love you in moderation. So I remembered that part. I think the music is very uplifting and has a good drive to it, because as I was listening, I immediately wanted to, you know, dance with it and just go with it. And something I really love about Florence the Machine is with the vocals, she's, you know, got her main melody, which is usually, you know, a quite higher pitched, beautiful sort of thing, which is very frustrating because I can't sing high pitch. But what I think adds to that is she's always got a big group of backing singers or choirs for the majority of the things that she does, which I think it just makes it amazing. I like that she shows off what you can do with vocals. And with her High as Hope album, I gotta say, I was really like blown away, not just her melody and vocal part, but just how she made the backing vocals and the choir just all come and bring the song together. So with the lyrics and meaning of the song, because it was repeated, I can only kind of remember the chorus. So I think the situation is, she's loving someone too much and they can't really deal or comprehend with how much love she is giving them, and they can only accept it in moderation. The video, I gotta say, like I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more along the lines of her hunger video of her dancing around a lot more. However, her just roaming around her house and kind of finding things to do and just going through her wardrobe and having some tea outside. And oh my goodness, were those pigeons planned or were they just there and made it perfect? So I would say the video is kind of nice because it's very much more of a chilled, I'm just, you know, at home sort of thing, which is fine, but that's not what I wanted. So we will do a quick ranking of all of those now. The lyrics, I can only really remember the chorus and everything, but I don't think there was a section that I found I didn't like. So I will give the lyrics a 4, because yes indeed I do like them. The music though, do I love it or just like it? So what did I say before? It's kind of upbeat, gives you a bit of a drive to dance and that sort of thing. It's uplifting. Maybe I'll just give that one a 4 as well. Yeah. And the video. Yeah, like the video's fine. It's just, it wasn't what I was hoping it would be. So I'm gonna give that a 3 because it was just meh. It was nice, but it's not what I wanted. So yeah, just a 3 for the video. Alright, so that's my first thoughts done and dusted. I better get on to some studying. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, study time is done, and let's have a further in detail look at the lyrics. In verse 1, I can't tell if she's actually having a conversation with someone and we're hearing her thoughts and responses, or if she's thinking about said conversation later and after it's happened, and she's trying to make sense of it. The first part is bringing up what the issue the other person has with her. From what I first thought, it was her loving someone too much and they've asked her to tone it down or love her in moderation, which seems to be correct. In the second part, she's telling herself to give herself time, to pay attention and understand what this person is telling her. The line, "You got me looking for validation," has me curious. To me, that sounds like the person hasn't been paying attention to her. And to get that attention and validation from them, she's possibly showing her love a lot more in hopes that she'll actually get that back in return. Which I think has backfired because now the person has asked that they not love them as much and to only love them in moderation. I got no idea about the pastures new. A pasture is a land covered with grass and other low plants suitable for grazing animals, especially cattle or sheep. And then it also says, used to refer to a person's situation in life. She left the office for pastures new. Is the office stressful? Is the pasture going to be peaceful? Is the relationship with no validation causing her stress? Is the pastures new a grass is always greener on the other side type of reference? Meaning she is also thinking if she can't get the love and validation from this person that she wants, she too is actually contemplating leaving? I don't know. I'm going to move on. Third part of verse 1, she can't really compute. What do you mean love you in moderation? Do you know who I am? Now they are actually discussing the amount of love in the relationship, which I think is good. It shows they care enough about each other to ask for their needs from one another. Then we have a God and church reference in the first part of the chorus, and being an atheist, I'm not really a fan. To get a little off topic, I noticed her High as Hope album had a lot of religious inspiration, which strangely enough, I very much enjoyed. But then I had to think, if she released High as Hope, being possibly a more religious inspired album, as her first one instead of Lungs, which I think does have inspiration, but it can be hidden as finding a strength in a lover or a friend. It took me 7 years to realise in You've Got the Love she's literally saying the Lord is giving her the strength and love to carry on. What I'm trying to get at is, would I have become so interested and in love with her music if her first album was High as Hope, with primarily religious inspired lyrics? Or would the religious meaning and lyrics have put me off being an atheist? Doesn't matter. I had 7 years of prior obsession of her music that I just ate up the High as Hope album, and didn't care about her representing in song how she finds strength and love and peace in her religion. But considering my tattoo lyrics are from her Lungs album, if that album or song were released later, would I have developed an intense desire for her music? Probably not, considering in Year 12 in 2012, for my music class I submitted a Florence and the Machine Lungs medley for my arranging and composing grading, because I couldn't choose the one individual song from the album, so I chose them all. I'm actually working on that one again. I was hoping to have it done by the time she was doing her concerts last year, but then other things got in the way, and I realized it was going to be too big for me to try and rush. But keep an eye out for that one. I should be able to get it done within the next 10 years. Let's get back to the chorus, shall we? No, I don't really get the first part of the chorus, so we'll just skip that and go on to the second part. You think you know what love is, but you don't. You wouldn't want it if you did, which makes more sense when we hear the verse 2 lyrics. Verse 2, she's trying to work on what her partner has told her, even though she doesn't like it or understand it. She doesn't see the point of not loving with everything she's got and also getting that love in return. She's holding back so much to not give her partner more love than they can handle. But now she's not relaxed because she has to monitor herself and the amount of love she's allowed to give them. So verse 2 helps explain the chorus, as she is struggling to give the right amount of love to her partner, but doing so is causing her stress. The chorus says, you think you need it, you think you want love. Verse 2 says, all the feeling was all or nothing, and I took everything I could. She wants to give so much love to her partner so that she can get it in return and get the validation she's after. The chorus says, you wouldn't want it if you knew what it was. Verse 2 says, can't hold it back, I can't take the tension, oh I'm trying to be good. To continue the love and relationship with this person, she has to hold herself back and put herself at a discomfort so that her partner can accept her love easier. So if she knew that this was how the relationship had to be, with her not feeling validated and her love and feelings being held back, is she gonna choose to continue to love this person? And we got ourselves another chorus. The bridge is interesting. I like the bridge. It pretty much says what I just said. She's telling herself she needs to hold back if she wants to stay with them, but she's also not seeing the worth and the point of it. And if it's going to hurt this much, does she want to love this person? The outro has a lot of ahs and moderation repetition. There's not really much that I can really gather about that. So the general message of the song is, her partner cannot handle how much love she's showing them, so they've asked her to love them in moderation. She's not handling that too well because she can't keep controlling and monitoring herself with how much love she shows her partner, because she's loving them this amount because that's just how she loves and wants to be loved in return. When we get to the end of the song, she now has a decision to make as to whether or not stay in this relationship because she still loves them, or leave because she is not being allowed to love in a way that is natural to her, and she's not feeling loved or validated by a partner anyway. Now, what ranking shall we give the lyrics? I think the story being told is very good, but do I like it or love it? I think I'm gonna go all in and give it a 5 and say I love it. If I were to talk to a friend about this song, I think I would be saying something along the lines of, oh my god, I love this song, you have to listen to it. So it gets a 5. Time to discuss the music. From the get-go, the music has a beat and a drive that completely pulls me in and gets me excited for the song that's yet to come. The instrument and vocals being played opposite each other I think is really cool. The instrument started up and her vocals have a beautiful flow that softens, in comparison, the harder or edgier instruments. When the clapping and extra notes come behind the vocals, I think that's a really good build-up. It's like the superhero powering up their special move. You know something big and powerful is coming. The chorus begins to have fuller chords, filling up and adding what the intro music did. I'm pretty sure the original intro music is playing still there. It was a little harder for me to really pinpoint and hear that part. The backing vocals when they come in, it's kind of like this is our build up, this is what you will remember about this song, which, yes, for what I could vaguely remember about this song after hearing it once a year ago, I still remembered that section. How the backing vocals are used in this, I think help to literally back up what the lyrics and the melody are getting at. It's like a group of her friends or something, and they're all together like, excuse me, what? You want her to love you how now? Do you know what this will do to her? I might be looking too much into this, but that's the whole point of this series. I hear it more in the melody in verse 2. She gets a bit of a waver on some of her longer notes.
No, I never understood, and I took everything I could. I'm trying to be good.
and I think that's really cool how she does it. The second chorus has backing vocals, which the first one didn't, so it gives it more intensity and more drive, and I really like that. The bridge is also interesting with its music as well as lyrics. It starts with the piano striking that one note continuously, which I think gives off a bit more of a panic sort of vibe. This helps pull the lyrics and the music together because this is the section where she does question, does she want to stay in this relationship? So the music being able to bring a bit more panic into it is very cool. The backing vocals get a bit more intense and aggressive, almost in a way to convince her to end it here in the relationship. Because the backing lyrics are, I just can't win, can't hold it in. And the intensity of it feels like they are trying to convince her to give up because it's difficult for her, so just stop and do something easier. And the melody lyrics are, I don't see the worth, and that's repeated. And when the second one is sung, I think there is yet another build in the music to back up and enforce that this relationship has run its course. And how the music plays and vibes after that, I think symbolizes that she has ended the relationship, and the melody is now in a mocking tone to say, you want love in moderation? Ha! Pa! See me leaving? So to give it a ranking, I think it's very obvious. Yes, indeed, I will give the music a score of 5. I love it. The music is also playing such a huge part in the storytelling of this story. The video now. I'm sorry, Florence. I love you, but... From memory of hearing the song last year, I was hoping for a more dancier video clip. Just quickly though, it's actually good that I didn't review this song last year, because the video clip only came out in August. And if I were to have done it last year, I would have done it before that. So we wouldn't have had a video to discuss. We would have just had a video of this. Beautiful, but doesn't leave a lot to discuss. Since the video is the last category that I studied, from what I've put together from the lyrics and the music, I can actually appreciate the video more. I think the video is set in a time frame that she's deciding this is the end of the relationship. Either that or it's her piece after it's done, and she's enjoying her quiet time without the stress of, am I loving my partner too much? That's the message I think is trying to convey. So with that in mind, I'm still only gonna give it a 3.5. I appreciate the meaning of the video, but it's not enough to say that I like it. So what did I think overall? Well, I first thought the lyrics were a 4, music 4, and video 3, which is a total of 11. After studying, I gave the lyrics a 5, music a 5, and video 3.5, totaling to 13.5. So I liked it better after studying. Thanks for listening to my thoughts on Moderation by Florence and the Machine. If you want to leave a suggestion for me to do in the future, leave a comment. I might do it. Maybe. I've got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and now a DeviantArt page. If you want to like and subscribe to any of those, links will be in the description. Again, thanks for watching, and with that, I'm off to bed. Night night.